A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to yet another edition of For Light and Dice. We continue the story with Goz and Wynne making it to Alderaan. Don't worry, we do a little recap at the beginning. So listen to the rest of the episode and find out what happens next.
Anyway, my backup audio that I insist on recording, despite the fact that Chris says I don't have to, is
audio.
recording.
I'm not doing shit.
I forgot to clear out the last one too.
Testing.
Did I need it? No.
Am I coming through okay?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Unfortunately.
There we go.
Oh, my background, so my wallpaper of my laptop rotates one picture a minute from my wallpaper folder, and right now it's Loden. He's so handsome.
Oh, Loden.
We're gonna save him.
What a good long life he's going to have.
Mine is the entirety of the Veilguard, who will also have good and long lives.
I have like a joke ongoing with Megan that Goz has actually fucked Loden, but didn't realize it because he was undercover and she didn't actually.
And we're gonna drop into the episode in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, is that me? Hey, okay, let's go. No, I'm joking. I'm just fucking with you, Charles. Yeah, so just a quick recap before we jump right into it. You have come out of hyperspace. You are in the Alderaan system. You do see Alderaan. And we left off with you all basically flying inward. Now, it should be noted, when on your scanners, there are a lot of ships coming into the system as well. And immediately the ship is picking up familiar transponder codes of signs that would suggest that these are refugee ships, as well as just general supply ships.
Okay. Goz is in the cockpit with Wynne, right?
I would assume so, because she told them to go to Tabith, but they needed to, or Istabeth Falls before, but they do need to change, so I don't know if they've changed yet.
But we'll just assume that they've already changed.
Okay, so then she might be fiddling a little bit too much with Wynne's jacket.
and Gonk is in the back of the cockpit.
Before Wynne's action, Hope, would you like to describe what Wynne and Goz are wearing?
I would like to describe what Wynne and Goz are wearing. Oh my god! I'm so excited.
Because this is one of the fun things about roleplay, is sometimes you get to design outfits.
And sometimes you get to subject your friends to Pinterest for the first time.
It's true. I did have to download Pinterest specifically to look at outfits.
So, I call this the How to Be a Capitalist 101. And Goz has spent we were in hyperspace, 2 to 3 days? 2 to 3 days. Has spent the last few days preparing them outfits to match meeting with the CEO of Retailer. Chris was very generous. We had asked him before a time that Whisper's Closet, which we have on one end, could have anything we wanted in it. So in my head, I try to keep it of like things that a bounty hunter might have, from simple pieces to fancy parties like we see in the Crimson Dawn comics. And also Goz got to use her tailoring skills that she finally got to use. So she designed each of them 2 outfits. Right now they are in their first. And the first outfit was all built around the color of Wynne's eyes to help bring those out. She took Wynne's very practical brown pants and has tailored them and dyed them to be form-fitting in black. Wynne is also wearing a pair of Lysander's boots, so they are in heeled boots. And they have on a long sleeve white undershirt. On top of that is a charcoal coat that has crimson lining, and it's an A-line cut from their hip to their knee, and a black belt around the center. And it has 2 silver circlets with chains hanging down on their chest that also matches the circlets of Goz's belt, just so you know. The accessories that Wynne has are some rings to garnish their fingers, because for the first time in the game, Wynne is not wearing their gloves. In fact, Wynne's fingernails are painted the same color of their eyes, and their fingernails matches Goz's fingernails as well. And finally, they have a very tasteful holster that is high-end on their hip so they can have their blaster. Goz is wearing what I call her revenge dress. And it is a dress that comes off her shoulders and plunges down her chest, and it has a red to charcoal to red to charcoal ombre effect. It is the same red as Wynne's eyes, as well as her little circlet belt that comes across in a silver and gold chain, and also a very tasteful holster for her to wear grime on her shoulder, on her hip. And she has capped it off by wearing some black high heel shoes. And before anybody asks, when this episode comes out, yes, we do have artwork for it. It is made. I'm looking at it right now. Oh, also, she has a very lovely red pendant resting on her chest feathers.
So I was going to make you roll for this, but that description was so good, I'm not going to make you. So we're going to introduce a new rule into this session as of right here, right now.
Okay.
And that is the inspiration rule. When I award a player with an inspiration point, you can only have one, so you can't stack them.
Like one per session?
But you can use... I'm awarding you one, right? You can hold on to it as long as you want. It transfers between sessions, but I cannot give you one more inspiration session if you already have... one more inspiration point if you already have one.
Uh-huh.
So what our inspiration point lets you do is that anytime you can spend an inspiration point to automatically give you advantage on a roll of your choice.
Oh.
So Wynne and Goz, you both have one inspiration point.
Oh.
Now, clarifying question.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you need to declare you're going to use inspiration before or after you roll?
After.
So
Yeah,
you
you
roll,
can use it
you
reactively.
fail, you can basically choose advantage, which means you can.
Yeah, you can
reroll.
say Criff that I'm going to use an inspiration point and roll again.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only like
Players-
one per game or per season, or just when you feel like it?
I will be very liberal with the inspiration points from here on out.
Oh.
We had a few listeners reach out to me like, why aren't you using inspiration rules, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, the Star Wars ones are kind of weird. The D&D ones are being phased out. So we're going to do something a little bit along the same lines. And that's how inspiration is going to work in this game from here on out.
Oh.
So we can spend our inspiration point, and then Chris can give us another one, but we can't.
Yeah, all you have to do to get an inspiration
Can't
point
have
is
more
do
than
something cool.
Oh, it's like the rule of cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the rules of-
cool.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is-
I'm vaguely familiar with this in several other systems I use.
Yay.
So
Huh. I'm all excited. now.
Wynne is going to transfer the proper codes to land at the Istamith Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before you do that, Gonk is like looking back and forth at the both of you and just says Gonk, and he puts his hands on his sides.
I'm sorry, Gonk. You're gonna have to stay with the ship.
Gonk.
It's very important, though, and I'm gonna even leave Sasha with you, because I can't take her with me, and she's gonna be right here in the cockpit. But we need to know that if somebody tries to take the ship, you need to be able to tell one and to contact Wynne. Speaking of which, she just stands up and holds out 2 Koto stems. You have pockets, I don't, in case we get our asses handed to us.
Understood. And Wynne is going to take them and put them in their pocket.
Gonk entrusts Sasha with his life.
Thank you, Gonk. Okay. Are we going...
And remember, if you do have to shoot somebody, there are hidden compartments.
And there are also flares here too, so you can shoot off a flare and we'll see it. Because these flares are for Sasha. They are very expensive because she's a 150-year-old rifle. Don't use them willy-nilly because these are really expensive flares and I only have like 10.
Gonk.
They're not for fireworks.
While this
Okay.
is going on, Wynne is maneuvering the ship, kind of because the Istibeth Falls, I think is the name.
Yes, we're going to Istibeth Falls.
Istibeth Falls. They're trying to make sure that they're not getting too close to the refugee ships, that they're not getting to all these ships that are coming in, which is proving to be a little bit tricky because apparently there's so many of them that nobody expected.
This is kind of a good thing, though. We can sort of just blend in with everybody and hopefully not get stopped by the Republic.
We sneak in, we sneak out. We hope Elzar Man is sufficiently distracted by doing some plot elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
Do you remember your backstory?
I am Bob.
No.
I am his.
No, you're Wynne.
Gonk.
We signed the NDA, Bob.
Who cares about the NDA? You're Wynne. Oh, it's
Gonk.
I am a expert in historical artifacts.
Yes. And I'm your business partner.
And we are trying to reach Jeddah because we were hired by someone and we have been separated from them.
We haven't been separated. We're just trying to get there for business. Oh, but we can't talk about it.
We're just trying to get there to meet our person that we were also supposed to meet with.
Exactly.
Yes.
Though she looks very serious. I know I've prepped you on all this, Wynne, but I'm going to give you one last weapon. Okay?
Okay.
You're not going to like this.
Okay.
And I want to tell you up front, I'm giving you permission to use this.
Okay.
On this board, with these people, I am the more valuable piece. If things go to absolute hell, and things are going really bad, you sell me to them.
Gonk.
Wynne does not have anything to say to that at first. Their immediate reaction no longer to immediately deny it. And then they lean back and say, if we have no other way out, we're all going to come back for you.
I know.
Okay.
Gonk is shaking his whole body to the left and right, giving a no gesture.
Gonk.
And just says, Gonk.
Gonk. You need to be able to follow through with this because Zero needs to see you. I'm sure Zero misses you so much.
Can you make a persuasion roll?
Sure. Oh, it helps if I have my tab open. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Okay, so yeah, Gonk complies and just doesn't say anything else and just kind of is a little bit more passive towards you now.
She just rubbed Gonk's side. I'm not saying this lightly, Gonk, but it's important that you help Wynne get back to the crew if something happens and I have to be left behind. But you know what? I know that you're gonna find me again. And I've survived Retilla before. It's gonna be okay.
Gonk.
It's gonna be okay, she says, looking up front again.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, so when there is a general transmission from Alderaan asking for your transponder codes and your identification numbers for the ship.
Wynne is going to send that.
And what do you send exactly?
Fuck, that's far ahead.
Well, the ship only has its... Well, that's a good question. Are there options pre-programmed into the ship? Because I didn't think so.
Well, you could always slice into the ship and pretend to be somebody else. Otherwise, you're going to come off as you're flying the one in.
God damn it! One in must have changed the registry.
We'll just come in.
He did from Whisper ship to one in.
Can I change it back?
With a technology roll, you can try.
That is a 5.
So you realize that you haven't changed it yet, and you start typing some stuff in, and it says you would like to delete Y or no, and you accidentally hit Y, and it starts reformatting the entire ship's
Oh,
transponders.
come on!
Are you killing one again in front of me?
It's not killing the ship. No, it's just killing the signal that the ship gives out.
I need a transponder code. That's not the one end.
Why not? Why can't it be the one in?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna be Wynne and Goz anyway.
Yeah, why not? Are we being hailed? This is our ship. We own it.
I have a thought.
Okay.
If we contact the Port Authority, do you think you can talk them into letting us directly to the Talo Manor?
Absolutely.
Wynne is gonna hail the Port Authority.
Okay, a screen comes up and it says, "You have 2 minutes before somebody picks up the call." And then they play some like nice Alderaan jazz music as like easy listening music while you
Wynne looks upwards at the cockpit of the ship and says, "Yeah, laugh it up, motherfucker."
Joss just sits very still, like she's just thinking, almost like she's just sort of like mentally going through things while this is happening.
Eventually, a woman with olive skin, short black hair, a human, wearing the official white Alderaan security uniform, pops up on screen, and she says, "Hello there. This is Olive Organa of the
She has olive skin.
of the Alderaan security force. Can I help you, please?"
Your creativity never ceases to amaze me.
Hi. How are you?
Pause for laughing. Hold on.
I just broke my pen, everybody. It's fine.
I love the parts of these episodes where Chris has to cut out 5 minutes of laughing.
Yeah, fuck. Yes, can I help you?
We are having issues with our transponder code, but we have business to attend to. Is there a way that we could... What needs to be done here, sweetie?
Well, first of all, you don't call me sweetie. And second of all, I can provide you with information on how you can fill out an application to get newly registered with the Republic, but there is kind of a wait. Like, months. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's kind of this whole hyperspace disaster situation, and we're taking in a lot of refugees.
Yes,
so why are you having transponder issues?
Well, we were a part of the hyperspace disaster, but we have business in Istabeth Falls, and we'll be in and out of your hair very quickly.
You can make it either a deception or a persuasion roll with that.
Oh, persuasion's definitely higher. Cool, because I was looking at intimidation, actually. Thank God that persuasion is higher. That's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, hold on. She just sighs and says, "Look, we're really busy, so if you want to talk with them, that's up to you. So here, I'll upload you a temporary code. It'll last for 7 days. Please get registered with the Republic, and they'll give you an official license, okay?"
And one last thing.
Before you ask me anything, are you bringing any refugees with you?
No.
Okay. What do you have to say?
Thank you for working so hard. I'm sorry for the sweetie. We're just all very tense, and I can hear that you're very stressed. Thank you for working so hard.
Well, I appreciate that. We'll be sending you a survey, by the way. If you can go ahead and give me a thumbs up and whatnot, I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, dear. Get some rest and drink some water.
The transmission disconnects, and when a temporary transponder code is being uploaded to your system.
Oh, thank the whatever. Wynne is gonna send the temporary code and then bring the ship down into land.
All right, cool. So as you are flying into Alderaan, overall the landscape is pretty breathtaking. the first thing you notice is that the planet is very lush, verdant, has lush, verdant landscapes and many sprawling forests, as well as rolling hills bathed in sunlight, massive mountain ranges with snow-capped mountains everywhere. And I believe somebody has a description of what we're going to be seeing as we descend further. Because Hope has worked really hard on her backstory, and I'm very happy for her
Hope
to share.
has worked really hard on her backstory.
Really hard, because when you have a writer in your game, a dungeon master's personal recommendation or piece of advice, you let your creative players thrive. You don't suppress that ever. And so anytime they are willing to invest in the game, you let them have that stage. You let them have an opportunity, because it makes the game better. Anyway,
I'm all nervous now.
Hope. No, don't be nervous.
So Goz instructs Wynne to fly towards the southern hemisphere, specifically out into the lake country, where there are beautiful mountain ranges lifting up from the ground. And even if they are mountain ranges, there's always something soft and sweet about Alderaan, and something so pure. And she instructs them to go to what's called the Istebeth Range, specifically an area called the Istebeth Falls. This area used to be a natural beauty, but the last few years it's become a little bit of a tourist attraction. Still nothing too big, but still enough to bring people from all over the planet, and it's starting to garner some attention from other planets around the core. But at this time, it's still very small. In the Istebeth Range is a deep valley, which the falls flow into and has made this massive lake of clear crystal water. If you stand on the shore of the lake, it's so big that you cannot see the other shore on the other side. A few clicks away from Istebeth Falls is a little town called Tabith. Tabith is full of ranchers, farmers, and very good blue-collared people. Their houses are perfect little squares with metal windows, and their chimneys are blackened to always push back the little bit of chill that is always in this region. But that's not where we're landing, because down the shore, about 10-15 clicks away on the other side, where again, you can't see it if you stand on the edge, is what looks to be a large community lodge. This lodge looks like it's trying to mimic the blue-collar rusticness of Tabith, but it's too new, too fancy, and surrounding it are little cabins that again looks like it's trying to mimic this, but there's just something off about it, because on the top of the lodge is the symbol of Ritello, and this community lodge and these cabins are a retreat resort for anybody to come for Ritello and stay. But that is also not where we're coming, because if you look up the mountain, up high above all of the valley, is a manor made of stone and black metal with high gates and stone pillars lifting up, and it looks unnatural. It looks like a toddler has taken a toy and shoved it into the natural beauty of Alderaan. And this manor is 2 to 3 stories tall and overlooks the entire valley, the lake, Tabith, and the falls, like it's lording over it with its unnatural presence. This is the Talo Manor. In the courtyard, there's a wide space where if there was there'd be plenty of places to park for ships. And so there's plenty of places for Wynne to land. There's also gardens and a stone path that snakes away from the manor, and if it curls around just enough, there's a man-made field tucked back where you could see a few fathiers grazing on this man-made grass. And as they are coming in over the lake, Goz is just looking out the window at the little cabins and community lodges, and then looks up at the manor, and it's just looks like she's settling in that this is actually happening, that this is a reality that's occurring.
I would like to know when Hope will be DMing a one-shot.
Never. I'm really scared too.
Meanwhile, Shelby Broomhilda commands her armada. She was surprised at first when the Hutt Council agreed to her terms that she would take a fleet to Jeddah to seek the phantasmal squonk and destroy it. But the truth is, she shouldn't be surprised. The Hutt cartel has long resisted the Republic expansion, and the Great Hyperspace Disaster has been an excellent opportunity to cause disruption all over the galaxy, especially in the Outer Rim, where the Hutt's influence is the strongest. As she looks over across the bridge and sees her men and women practicing and preparing for battle, she realizes that the opportunity is hers now. It's not long, she thinks, before she'll have her revenge. Shelby stands from her captain's seat and initiates the voice control so that the entire ship can hear her.
My friends, it won't be long now. Soon, we'll have our revenge.
She holds up her goblet full of her favorite drink, and she looks and gazes upon the crew and simply announces,
For Chuck.
and the entire crew screams back, ready for battle, ready to attack the planet Jeddah. Well, that is another edition of For Light and Dice, y'all. As you can probably guess, things are going to be spicy, but we're going to kind of hang out in Alderaan 4 just a little bit longer. I can't wait for you to hear what's going to happen next. As always, the music on this show is composed by an artist named Grushkov. They have created all kinds of amazing music inspired by the High Republic, and they've done some extra stuff like fantasy-inspired music, so definitely check them out. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere you can purchase music. Also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Pretty much every podcast platform has a review process. You can leave a comment. Please do that. That would really help us out. And also tell your friends about us. Also, if you find our social media on X, Twitter, whatever it's called, under the @ForLightandDice handle, there is a link there to our profile, our Discord, which is free for anybody to use. So definitely check that out. And yeah, hang out with us between shows. It'd be awesome. All right, y'all. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you.